Although this city was established just 50 years ago, what we now know as Port St. Lucie has a rich natural heritage. I'm Councilwoman Michelle Berger. I love spending time outdoors in this beautiful city, exploring everything from oak hammocks to winding river passes. So come along with me on land and on water. I am Port St. Lucie bound. The Oxbow Eco-Center is situated on a 225-acre preserve on the North Fork of the St. Lucie River. Described as the real Florida, this is a place where present and past come alive under the forest canopy, throughout the sandy trails and on the beautiful St. Lucie River. This educational adventure is waiting for you right here in Port St. Lucie. I'm here with Amanda Thompson from the Eco-Center. Why don't you tell us what your title is here, Amanda?
I'm actually the education coordinator here at the Oxbow, and I get to do a lot of really cool things working with the general public and school groups and stuff, so it's a fantastic job and I really love it.
I love listening to you when you were telling me about some of your adventures as we were walking in off this trail. And you were talking about just jumping out of an airplane yesterday, and these are things that I just don't understand. You're doing things with snakes here. It's just, it's craziness, but you have a great time doing it, and I can tell that you love it.
I do. It's really exciting to be able to share this with the world. You know, every time people come in and they tell me they're scared of spiders or snakes, I kind of make it my personal mission to try and make them a little more comfortable. You don't have to love it, but you don't have to be scared of it. I always remind people that we are much bigger than most of the things we're terrified of. So even the little itsy bitsy spider, I'll be like, you know, look how big it is compared to you. Think if you were that little spider with all 8 eyes, how terrifying we would be.
Right.
So, you know, I always tell kids that too when they come in and I don't like snakes. Just remember, we're always bigger. And you know what? If you're respectful, nothing's going to hurt you. So this is a great place to come out, bring your family, and there's no worries about coming across anything too dangerous.
Okay, well, I'll try and remember that as we're walking through these trails. I've been here for a long time, and the things that I've seen have just been really interesting, and I've never had to really worry about anything dangerous out here. But we came right on this trail, right off the parking lot. So like just right south off the parking lot, we'll walk right onto this trail. What's this trail known as?
Well, this trail, if you go past the kiosk, this is the Gopher tortoise trail, and it's actually very aptly named. Most times you come out here like late morning or early evening, you'll actually see our gopher tortoises gunning it down the trail. Oh, yeah. And they use this like a little highway system. So if you see them walking down this trail, if you're very careful, you can actually watch them dive into the bushes or gun it. And they're really fast for how much weight they carry in their shell. So they're always kind of cool to see. Now, the one thing we do recommend is if you do see them here in the park, you cannot touch them. I've had people pick them up and try and bring them inside the center. Please do not do that, because they are awesome. We like having them around here, but they are a species of special concern, so you cannot touch them. Yeah,
we at the city have to make special accommodations for them, right, when we do certain projects. And also people should not pick them up and try to bring them to the nearest water body or
no. Unfortunately, they do not swim. So I have a lot of people unfortunately release them into the water, and that's not really good for them. So if you are coming across one on the road, feel free to move it across the road, but don't put it in your car, don't drive it down the street and try to find a new place. Turtles have a one-track mind, so if they see something they want to do, they're going to go and do it. So if you pick them up off the road, they might poop on you. It's kind of a natural reaction. They're a little scared, right? You just pick them up and carrying them, but try and put them in the direction that they're going in. You never want to turn them around and go back, because they're one track. Like I said, they'll just turn right back and go across that highway again.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
So just, you know, you can always help them, but you don't have to take them home or try and feed them anything either.
Okay. So today we're going to walk through a couple of trails. So what other trails are we going to be looking at?
Well, we're going to be looking at our short loop, which is a really great trail. It's fun. It's easy. I always get kids to come out here. It only takes like 25 minutes to do, and you only make rights or lefts depending which way you go. So very easy. Can't get lost.
Excellent.
The other one that I'll be taking us on today is our Blue Heron Trail, and that's actually one of our really beautiful trails because not a lot of people go in the back.
I came out for the weekend because I heard somebody had spotted a bear once in the trails, and of course I never had a chance to see it. Not that I want to see it up close, honestly, but I just think it's you know, these kind of rare sightings are neat. Obviously all kinds of things that we would normally see sometimes in our front yard, right? The opossums and the box turtles.
Box turtles, raccoons. Last time I was out here I saw a gray fox, which was really cool.
That's a treat.
They're really neat and really quiet, so if you have to look very carefully for them. I have people tell me there's bears here. Well, our parcel of land here is actually 2 canals on each side, the St. Lucie River and the road. So we do not have anything bigger than a hog here. So no bears.
That's good.
No bears.
But I did hear that story, which made me, I said, well, let's go see what we can see.
We do not have enough space here for a bear. They need a lot of territory. But the hogs that we do have are unfortunately an invasive species, and they are our largest thing here in the park. And they can be a little aggressive when approached. So usually they're crepuscular, meaning they come out dawn and dusk, and sometimes through the evening. And when you're outside, if you do see one, you can just kind of stand still and they'll move on. All
right, so we'll stay away from the hogs.
Yes.
That's a good. The other thing that's fun to do is to watch when you're walking on the trail and look for tracks.
Absolutely.
And then you can go inside and identify them, right?
Yeah, we have a tracking station inside that has little tracks so the kids can, you know, ID them. And I always get people too, if you go out and you see a really cool track, come on in and tell me about it. Some of the times it's some really cool shoes that people are wearing, like 4 dots. I have people like 4 dots. Yeah, I'm wearing these five-finger-toed shoes, and you can actually track me walk around the park because my feet are small and you'll see all the toes sticking out like a Sasquatch type deal. But no, I'll have people come in, oh, I saw all these cool things, and they're people's shoes. So at least we know there's foot traffic out here. But I mean, I've seen rattlesnake slides, fox, bobcat. We usually see like little mouse, birds, lots of cool things. Millipedes are actually one of the coolest ones. They look like little tiny railroad tracks going across the sand. Yeah.
Well, I saw this morning also, like you said, the human tracks. I saw a couple groups of people coming out. Yeah. Some people went inside for their Tai Chi class.
Yes.
And others came out onto the trails.
Yes.
We asked as they were walking out, you know, what they enjoy about coming to the Oxbow Eco-Center, and they said the trails, and some of them said they just like the natural setting. Some said they like to walk and pray and meditate, and some just said, you know, it's a great place to have exercise in a safe area.
More than not is I have people just come out and take it easy and walk on the trails. It's just amazing, like what you'll hear, especially if you're by yourself. What you'll see, what you'll hear. When you're with a large group of 40 kids, like sometimes I bring out here, they're a little noisy, so we don't get to see as much. But you know, if they can come out with their families on their own, there's a better chance of seeing wildlife and all the cool birds and stuff that's around.
So how long are these trails?
It takes me a couple hours to do them. So when I come out, I'm never rushing. If you were to run it, it wouldn't take you too long to do all of our trails. But we are on 225 acres, so our trails are kind of spread out. They're set out on old trails. So what we did was we just kind of followed what was here on the land beforehand and followed with our trails.
When people come out to do these trails, they should know that they're not the shortest trails. So there's some commitment that goes into taking on one of these, and people should be aware to bring some water.
Absolutely. Hat and water is usually what I recommend. I also recommend no flip-flops. We do unfortunately still have fire ants, things like that you can step on. Also, when you're walking, we have roots and stuff of our saw palmettos that are very easy to trip over.
All right, well, I'm looking forward to the walk, so why don't we get started? So Amanda, this is a swamp bay plant?
Yeah, this is actually a really cool bay tree that we have here in the park. Now, it's not the same bay that we cook with, the same bay leaf. But people have used this for cooking before, and it's one of the most beautiful smells inside this park. Now, just as a reminder, normally, no picking in this park, but when you're with a naturalist, they tend to pick them out for you.
Oh, fun.
So give that away.
The benefit of a tour, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, that is nice.
Yeah, it should smell like a little lemony and mint.
Yeah, together.
It's kind of neat. Good for us. We love it, but a lot of insects actually do not like lemon and mint smells. So
oh, really?
It's actually an insect deterrent.
I love that. And then as we walk through here, I just love that when you're looking, you see all the palmetto scrubs, and you really just know that there's so much Florida behind it.
Absolutely. This is a pine flatwoods, so it is an area dominated by pines. But the saw palmettos here, if you're looking, they actually need to be burned back. So this is an area that needs fire in order to thrive properly.
You know, I've been here before after you guys did a prescribed burn.
Yes.
And it was impressive looking. First of all, it was probably a couple of days, not long after. And so you had all this char.
Yeah.
But then you had all this beautiful green, I mean, magnificent, vibrant green coming out.
Absolutely, and what's amazing is a lot of these plants are perfectly adapted for fire. So if you look at like our saw palmetto, they have these really long stems. It looks like a trunk, and they grow really, really slow. But what's amazing is when they do grow new leaves inside, they're like wrapped up like a towel.
Yeah.
And when they're burned within a week or so, you'll start to see new leaves come out.
They burst open.
They do. It's kind of cool. These leaves are very fire resistant, but under hot fires and stuff will burn.